Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. To continue this sort of series that I'm going to be starting, reading for these actors and actresses. I finished The Glory season 2, so I became like a fan of this male actor, and since I do not know much about him, I did try to pull some cards for him during my life, but it was a bit like, lacking of information. So, I wanted to do a personality reading for him and then add a few cards for a general reading. So, if you are a fan of him or if you know something more about him, I would appreciate your feedback and I hope that you enjoy this. Of course, I'm going to be continuing doing this, so you can leave your recommendations. So, yes, I'm talking about actor Lee Dohyun. And I'm going to start reading the archetype cards that he got. He got the cards of Monk, Femme Fatale, and Prince. So, yes, the first thing that we know about him is that he's an Aries. He's an Aries sun, and this is something that actually I was like talking with my community about how there's a lot of Aries actors, and this is like actually very interesting. I know there's a lot of Virgo as well, Virgo actors, probably some Cancer actors as well, and Scorpios. But yes, the Aries are here also, like making its presence. So yes, he's a very interesting kind of Aries because he usually does play these roles of the very like nice guy. So he could like potentially have some a planet like or a Mercury or Mars or Venus in Pisces, something like this, because he does look like a good guy, like a very soft guy, like. And this is not to say that because you're an Aries, you're supposed to look like tough, but there's something very sensitive about his aura, So I don't know what is it about. But yes, of course, he's an actor, so he can have this also versatility in his character. So starting with the card of the monk, definitely I think that probably this guy it's a bit of a mystery in the sense of like probably when he has to talk about himself, or maybe he's very good at talking about the projects that he likes, what excites him, what are his passions. But probably he's a very bit is a simple guy when it comes to his emotional nature. Probably he's not he's a bit reserved, or almost like I would say that I don't know if I don't know, maybe the internet there's information about him, I don't know. But starting with the monk, I don't know why I get that probably when it comes to the hurt or something like that, emotional and connections and stuff. Probably he doesn't have much experience. Like, I'm not saying he's a virgin, of course, but I think that he's a guy that definitely he probably spent his youth, his younger years, probably his teenage years, or just like focusing on what he wanted to become, on his dreams, like studying a lot, like probably like exercising a lot of inner inner knowledge, like absorbing information, like perfectioning his tactics. I don't know, maybe studying himself, like really focusing on studying. I think that definitely he's a guy that probably the lack of experience that he has in life, somehow it's very well balanced with this is like somehow like a white canvas for his imagination, and also for these roles that he can enter them, or get into a character easily, because he's like clean inside. I know it sounds very weird to say this, but I don't know. It seems like he's like he had master. He's a very simple guy. I think that actually he's very spontaneous about what he like and what he doesn't like, and but he's not like broken. It seems like he knows himself very well. He knows his um but probably his upbringing or the decisions that he made when he was younger. For example, I can give you this example of someone that instead of going to parties or just like having fun like regular people of their age, he would prefer to stay studying or to stay practicing or to just do something very different that it had to do with him making his dreams come true or getting closer to have the opportunity or the job that he wanted, something like this. In the middle we have femme fatale. So even though like I mentioned that I had this sense of him not having much like um, experience when it comes to probably like the opposite sex and stuff, because he seems like a very busy guy. Like he focuses his energy probably in another things instead of emotional connections or being in a relationship or being someone's boyfriend. Probably he focuses more on his individuality. um but then we have femme fatale here in the middle. So I think that he's a box full of surprises in the sense that probably he can in real life like not have many like experiences when it comes to relationships. But he does a great job somehow like being attractive to others. He's a sort of chameleon. Like even when you least expect it, he can become in this very confident and seductive person. And he does it in a way that is very almost feminine. That like I mentioned, he does give me these very soft vibes. That, but at the same time, here with the femme fatale is like he knows what he's doing. If he has to turn into a character, or for example, if he has to get a bit more daring, a bit more passionate, and a bit more alluring in the eyes of someone, he can go from shy to mischievous or flirtatious. He can go like from 0 to 100. So I think that this is important to understand of his nature, that even though he probably is not that experienced, he wants to be wanted. Like he wants to be admired, or he wants to be like he wants to be attractive. It's like he acknowledges that yes, maybe he doesn't have that. I don't know if it's the looks or if he thinks that in comparison to others his pickup lines are not that good, or maybe he's not that good at flirting, or maybe he's not that good at getting the other person's like intentions. But what actually makes him very good at this is that if he wants to be the center of attention, or if he wants to be like, if he wants to be seen, he will do a great job at seducing. It's like there's a chip in him, where he comes out of his shell, and definitely he shows you that he is very attractive, or that he can be anything you want him to be. He can be passionate. That even though he can look or appear like he's a very like cool guy, like very chill and friendly, he can also be very passionate, and he can also be very like there's a side of him that he wants to seduce the audience. He wants to be desired. It's like he probably enjoys those characters where it looks like he wouldn't hurt a fly, but then eventually he becomes like the bad guy, like a bit of mystery here and there, and he wants the eyes to be on him. So definitely I wouldn't like just, you know, take him for granted, or being like, oh no, he will always be this nice guy, like, or put him in the friend zone. Like, I wouldn't advise people to do that, because he has this charisma. He's very charismatic, and somehow he knows, because he had studied himself a lot, he knows how to do that swift, how to do that click, to change into a very magnetic person. It seems that he has a switch that he can turn on and off. So actually, this is very interesting, because if we are talking about him being an actor, actually this has a lot of potential when it comes to his ability to change between characters, to somehow like be another different kind of person, like really like amaze the audience, or just like be unexpected. Definitely he's someone that and he loves the attention. Honestly, he's a guy that probably, if you let him know that, oh, okay, like, um if you're like, um oh, I think that you were amazing, or I think that you look handsome here and there, he will take the compliment. He will take the compliment. I mean, he loves to hear people say nice things about him. It makes him feel very good inside. And I believe that he's so like authentic, in the sense that he will admit, or it will be very visual, that he's happy that someone complimented him. He definitely enjoys attention. And then he had the card of Prince. So definitely yes, he's a someone that, yes, if he decides that he's into someone, or if he likes someone, or if he just enjoys someone's company, family, friends, co-workers, he is the one that he will get up and he will go to see that person, and will make them feel like welcome, and will give them gifts, and he will be there to show the appreciation, to show that he cares, to get involved. I think that he's the kind of guy that he's very happy just to be part of something, and he's very good at expressing how he feels. I think that this is something that also is very nice about him being this Aries guy, but he's a very loving guy, and this is not to say that Aries guys cannot be loving, but sometimes some Aries males can be a bit like too much on themselves, or too masculine, or maybe too abrupt, or too aggressive when they approach people. But in the case of him, I don't see it like this. I actually I see him being a bit more gentle, but yes, he has that openness in his spirit, in the sense that he will go, he will make the necessary steps and moves, and he will take action to let people know that he's interested, that he's involved. Definitely he will make, he's not lazy at all. He's always like excited to learn something new, to see other people, to connect with others. He's very welcoming. He's very genuine, always showing appreciation. Like he always shows up. It's very nice actually. He's very charming, I must say. Um then let's see the cards that he got. Like, I'm going to read this for what he has available for this year. And he got the Nine of Cups, the Hierophant, the Queen of Wands, not the Queen of Wands, the King of Wands, and the Magician. So very powerful cards, definitely very powerful. I definitely can see like that I'm reading for an Aries person here. Starting with the Nine of Cups, I feel like he's very satisfied with the work that he has done. I believe he's talking about the glory. That I believe that he's very satisfied now that the show is over, I think that he's looking back at this and he's like, wow, like I'm satisfied with what I gave. Like what I gave, I hope is enough, because like really I gave my all. And definitely for him, this was a huge experience. This was a huge experience. He definitely, I see him like this king of wands, like looking at the Hierophant. Like he really felt that he was surrounded by a lot of like teachers, a lot of people that he admired. So for him, this was a huge opportunity, and he tried to absorb as much knowledge as possible. I see him admiring every single one of them, every single one of the people that he worked with, like just looking attentively at them, absorbing the information, hearing their advices, like looking at how they were working, he was definitely mesmerized by everyone in the place. So I think that for him it was a lot of information, a lot of lessons. Probably he felt like he didn't do much, like actually he was more like an active observer, because probably it's not that he didn't have many scenes, but I think that probably because I don't know if the nature of his character was a bit more like, even though he had these emotional scenes, probably he felt like the others had this more intense kind of scenes, probably like more often. He would observe them, and he would just listen to everyone's point of view, and definitely like he definitely came out being a different person. Definitely being a different person, totally. So honestly, I think that is a guy that he's like learning a lot, and this opportunity for him, probably it will be like enough, before and after, in his career. He is no longer the same person. He is like definitely like stepping into a very powerful, it seems like he's ready for something bigger, for a bigger project to come into his life. And probably, this year is going to be the year where he's going to feel very, very blessed, and very ready to take other kinds of roles that probably in the past he wouldn't have dreamt of getting, or even dream of having the possibility to envision, like, oh, I want to participate in this. Now he feels ready, now he feels like he has the potential, the experience to be like, my perception has expanded. So I feel like as a professional, I feel like I am much more experienced, and I have much more to give to future roles. So I see him deciding from a very powerful place, and he's shining a lot, and he's like, he will get a lot of opportunities, I would say, because he got the magician, so definitely he will be like everyone will see him, he will shine somehow. He will be in the first row, he will not be like ignored. People are going to see him and are going to talk about him. So this is going to be a very prosperous new beginning for him, thanks to the glory and everything. And then we have the card of Mercury in Cancer, like intuition. So I think that, yes, I think that this guy definitely he has something in Pisces. I know that I said it before, but here with the card of intuition, definitely if he does have some water placement, it would be very nice for him to activate that energy and use his intuition a lot, not only to connect with future roles, but also to use his intuition to somehow navigate this environment and this industry, because I sense that his intuition can be very beneficial for him, especially when he has to learn, when he has to somehow like choose some projects or associate with certain people, because I think that this industry, just like a lot of industries, it can be a bit shady sometimes. So I think that the card of intuition is here to be like, do not forget to connect with your intuition. Connect with your intuition and you will be fine. You will be protected. But don't hush it. Don't block it. Just expand your intuition, being able to see people for who they are, and really because I sense that he's a guy that, and this is something that it's very Aries actually. When he's been offered something, he gets excited. He is really excited, and he's someone that he cannot help but to show how he feels. He's very spontaneous in that sense. He's like an open book. And sometimes there could be some people that are very deceiving. So I think that when it comes to intuition here, it's like, don't forget to be humble, and also don't forget that it doesn't matter how many people come and praise you and compliment you and talk nice words to you. Please pay attention. Pay attention. Just don't get fooled by all the smiles and the handshakes and the people wanting to come close to you and wanting to be related to you. I think that he should always remain, I wouldn't say remain suspicious or something like that, but I think that he should somehow not truly trust people, because there could be some deceiving people in the business, somehow promising things to him or promising projects that are very unstable or that they don't pay very well, the conditions are awful, or could be problematic. So I think that the bigger his image and his fame gets, he has to open his eyes wider and also connect with intuition so you don't get fooled. So yes, guys, this is all I have for him. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.